Welcome to Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland. We're at the New Year's Thunder, the very first 400 Thunder event for the new decade. And there is a great crowd rolling in. Top Fuel is what we're going to be looking at today. And Mark, a nice innovation with this driver's parade.
A great parade here. We see Wayne Newby on screen coming past the crowd. It's good to put a face to a lot of these drivers. Ashley Sanford, runner-up at this event for the last 2 years running, still looking for that first event victory.
And of course, Phil Reid back as well. Didn't have the best of events down at Sydney at the Atlantic Oil East Coast Thunder, but they are really pumped up for this weekend.
And one of our quickest drivers there, Damien Harris, waving to the crowd coming forward. He'll be looking to put on a good show today.
And of course, let's not forget Phil Lamattina. He's making his first appearance here at Willowbank Raceway in 5 years since he had a big accident. Let's have a look at the 400 Thunder official merchandise scoreboard. Peter Xibberas is on top of the leaderboard, but not contesting this weekend's event. Wayne Newby is. He's in second. Damien Harris third. Ashley Sanford, Phil Lamattina. Well, this is a big opening for Wayne Newby.
Wayne Newby is the reigning Top Fuel champion in the 400 Thunder series, but at the moment he's second in the points. But the points leader, Peter Xibberas, not here this weekend. Wayne, what's the plan?
Yeah, very disappointed he's not here because that's not how you want to win a championship and that. But plan is to try and win the meeting and set low EP and top speed, I think.
So is it about points this weekend for you, or is it more about just going out there, putting down the best runs you can and let the chips fall where they may?
Yeah, exactly. You know, like you have to win in the format race and you have to run fast, so we'll be trying to do both.
The heat's not going to help though. It's pretty hot out here. It did cool down last night in testing, but that didn't exactly go to plan for you either, did it?
No, we missed it a little bit in testing last night, but that run will hopefully make it good for today. And yeah, I'm sure that second and third run tonight is going to be in good condition, so hopefully it'll be good.
It is a quality field here this weekend. Not the biggest field we've seen, but certainly a quality field. Who do you think are the cars that you need to watch out for?
Oh, and any of the other four cars that we got here this weekend, you know, they're all tough. Doesn't matter who you race. My teammates, they've got just as good as parts as I have, and I know Lammers have got good parts, and Phil over there, he's got Jimmo over from the States, so I'm sure they're going to run really well as well.
Well, mate, good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Have a look at the performances at the first round of the series. This is the quickest 10 elapsed time so far in the season. Wayne Newby is on top with that 383, then Damien Harris, but then it's all Peter Xibberas.
Yeah, Peter Xibberas got 5 of the 10 quickest passes so far this season, but what really stands out to me is the consistency of the car. He's not here this weekend, it's a big shame, but an opportunity for those other guys.
Yeah, when you run 4 385s in a row, you know you've got a consistent race car. But it's a great crowd packing into Willowbank Raceway as we are about to get underway with the first round of our 400 Thunder. 3-round all-run system, so we're going to see all 5 of these cars on 3 occasions. It's all about getting points in those first 2 rounds to make it into our big championship final. That's where you get to fight for the biggest swag of championship points and, of course, for that gold Christmas tree trophy.
Yeah, the first pairings up, we've got Damien Harris to take on Ashley Sanford here in the first pairing coming forward. It is extremely hot right now. The track temp is nearly 60 degrees, which is not really optimal for these Top Fuel dragsters.
Yes, it really does give the crew chiefs a headache because they get too conservative, they leave too much sitting on the shelf. If they really get aggressive, they know they're risking just going up in tyre smoke when the track temperature is that high, and you have to win round 1 if you think you're going to have enough points to get into that championship final.
And you want those bonus points as well because they all add up. You want to be quick, but the tuning window for these Top Fuel dragsters, when you're talking 10,000 plus horsepower, trying to get down a track that is very hot, very greasy, very slippery, that tuning window is so tiny. The margin for error grows substantially from like the cool track that we might see tonight. So the crew chiefs really have to watch their game right now.
Well, Ashley Sanford, she's tuned by Rob Cavannino. He's there on the right of screen, just making the little idle adjustments to that engine. She, as you mentioned earlier, has made the final at the last 2 New Year Thunders, and she'd love a hat trick. Sanford in trouble early, but Damien Harris, 399, 470 kilometres an hour. That's a pretty good performance in this sort of heat.
Hey guys, down here with crew chief for Damien Harris, Santa Rapisarda Junior, mate. We knew this first round was going to be tricky. It's hot, it's greasy, but you got down there 399 and more importantly, a win.
Yeah, definitely good to start the new year off with a win light, but I think there's a little bit more left out there, but I'm really happy with that run.
Absolutely. It sucks to have to take out your teammate though, but when you got 3 cars in a 5-car field, it's always going to be tough.
When you're making up the fields, you know, it happens.
And here on the Sunoco replay, yeah, just started to strike the tyres and Ashley didn't want to give up on that, Mark.
No, she didn't. Let's look to the right of screen. Ashley Sanford, our attention there. You can see the dragster launch very strong, and then you can see it, the wheels skinny up, goes up into spin there, and she had no opportunity other than just to back off there and watch Damien Harris streak away. We're on board with her. Look at that. Look how quickly it goes up and spin. The car moves around.
She had a little pedal there. She was on and off the throttle to try and make the car settle, but it was to no avail. So it will be Damien Harris picks up the first win points. The guy that's going to pick up the second points is this man, Phil Reed, in the Black Mamba for Jim Reed Racing. He is on a solo pass. They had enormous damage down at Sydney with a broken crankshaft at the Atlantic Oil East Coast Thunder, and that just put them behind. They were chasing their tail the whole time with the tune-up, and it was probably not the event they'd like, but with Jim Oberhofer across from the United States providing a little bit of tuning guidance for crew chief Bruce Reed. I think this team's they're out to make a statement this weekend, Mark.
I think you're right, and we know that this team are very, very aggressive with this dragster off the start line, and obviously they can't be aggressive right now. We've just seen what happened with the other cars. We heard the crew chief from Damien Harris talk about it. They think there might be a little bit more left on the board, that 399, so they think that you probably can run into the mid-390s, and I tend to agree with them. I think if you can run anywhere in the mid-390s, you're going to be up top of the bonus points.
The fact that the track is extremely hot, but the air has already started to cool a little bit compared to the heat of the middle of the day. That'll help the engines, but it's all about the traction with these top fuel cars. And look at that packed Willowbank Raceway grandstand. You've got to say the Queenslanders love top fuel. That was almost a mirror image of Ashley Sanford's.
It almost held. He got out very, very strong, Phil Reed. And it almost held there as he rolls through for that 6-second pass, 154 kilometres an hour. Rusty with the crew chief, Bruce Reed, on the start line.
Bruce, you tested last night. You got down the track fairly well, but you found the line that time, mate.
Yeah, well, it had a cylinder out on the step, and then it just drives into tyre shake there, and then smokes the tyres. So, yeah, but we were lucky. We got 20 points, an easy 20 points as our gift for our screw up in Sydney last meeting. So we'll try and make it better the next run. And
that could make a big difference come the end of the night in terms of who makes the final and who doesn't.
It does, yeah. It's about the only benefit of a 5-car field that the bye run gets a gift 20 points. So we'll try and be a bit better and be a bit more deserving.
Well, hopefully the track comes around a little bit for you later on.
Thanks.
So let's look at the Sunoco replay. They dropped the cylinder. So look to the right side of the engine. You see that raw fuel coming out. So the spark inside the cylinder has lost fire. And then because they've lost a little bit of power there, the tyres don't really grab. They start to shake, which eventually leads to the tyre spin that we heard Bruce Reed talk about there, and he had to button it off.
Well, he gets the 20 points for the win, but with a 6-second pass, it's highly likely that he could end up well down the bonus points list for round 1.
And that could be pivotal right there, Rob. You're right. How about this angle? Here on board with Rapisarda, Wayne Newby. And if you look to the bottom left of your screen, they're the magnetos that carry the spark in the engine. So both of those dual magnetos, they carry 44 amps. That's the equivalent of an arc welder creating the spark inside that engine. One of the reasons why these engines create 10,000 horsepower.
Well, when you think about all that spark, and guess what? Sometimes it's still not enough to keep the fuel burning, as we saw in the Phil Reed run. Newby, of course, with the canopy car, the only one running this weekend with the full cover. And Phil Lamattina, here he is back at Willowbank Raceway in the very lane where 5 years ago he had his car break in half and launch into orbit. and saw him out of the driver's seat for half a decade.
And he's back right now. You know what though? Both these cars finished 1 and 2 in the championship last season. The car that Phil Lamattina is in, they won this event as a team 12 months ago. So they really like the Willowbank track, the Lamattina team.
Yeah, and they had a really good tune-up for the heat last year, and I'm sure that they'll be looking back at all that data to come up with the settings for this first round race against the now championship leader. By virtue of just taking part in this first round, Wayne Newby will overtake Peter Xibberas in the points lead.
This is a big race here in round 1 for Top Fuel.
Wayne Newby gets down the track, 389, 464 kilometres an hour, beats a 417. Might have cost Newby some engine damage though, Rusty.
Yeah, guys, down here with the crew chief for Wayne Newby, Santana Rapisarda, mate. 389, that's low ET the first round out. Gets you some bonus points, but it did look like it was smoking pretty hard after the finish line.
We've got a blower oiler on it, so people might think we smoked the rack, but that's not always the case. We went out there last night and there was a lot of glue, not a lot of traffic like the winter warm-ups would give you, so we were a bit nervous, and Newby and I sat down and we made some very different decisions on the car, and it's worked. We did some things for the first time and it pulled through.
Well, by my calculations, that run there and that win actually gets you the points lead now.
Well, we're not looking at that yet. Let's look at that when we go watch the TV show after this is all done.
You can watch yourself on TV. Good luck for the rest of the night, mate.
Have a look at this Sunoco replay.
Well, what do I know? I didn't think anyone could run into 380s. I was thinking mid-390s, but Wayne Newby really showed us how to get it done in that team. And Lamattina was right beside him. Let's just have a look to the right side of the screen for Lamattina. He's there. Drop cylinder. You can see to the right of the engine there. That's why he lost power towards the end of the finish line.
On board there with Wayne Newby. Doesn't take long, 3.89 seconds to cover 300 metres. And that gives him maximum 28 points. His teammate Damien Harris with 27. Phil Reed gets 24. Lamattina 11. And Ashley Sanford back on 10. It will be game on in round 2, that is for sure. Let's get down to the pits with Matt Kavanagh.
Okay, in the first round, Wayne Newby got himself another round win, Wayne. It was up against Phil Lamattina, good old rivals.
Yeah, it was tough, and I think it would have been a bit tough on Phil his first time racing here since he had his accident here, but it was a good race, and unfortunately we've got to race him again next round, but hopefully we can repeat ourselves.
Well, we better get you to cut a light on that one, because I think he was pretty quick off the line.
Yeah, I'll let him have a little bit of a head start then.
Well, former champion Damien Harris had to take out his teammate in the first round of racing. Not the way you really want to do it, but a winner's a win, and it's more championship points in the bank.
Yeah, Ashley's just an associate, so teammate, that's all right. Yeah, look, it was nice to get a first round win. It's nice to get a pretty clean lap, so I was off a little bit early. Struggled with the sun down there at the top end, so but other than that, no, it's good.
It's shaping up to be a pretty good race tonight. The thing's starting to cool off a little bit of a breeze, so it's going to bring the conditions around.
Yeah, I think so. The track will still have a bit of heat in it, and hopefully a lot of bite, and we can really get after it in the next round.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
Round 1 saw Phil Reed get himself a bye run, but that is valuable testing time, and you got the car down there, some data.
Yeah, well, we learned what not to do. So I dropped a cylinder early, pushed me over the centre, then spun them. So we'll get it. Hopefully conditions will be better, and my brother and Jimmy will get it sorted.
So you're watching the weather station at the moment. How many degrees has the temperature dropped?
Driver. Crew chief's in there, mate. I don't interfere with him, crew chief, and he doesn't interfere with me driving. We have a deal here tonight. He doesn't tell me how to drive, I don't tell him how to tune.
How's it good to have Jim Oberhofer back in the team?
Oh, excellent, mate. Excellent. Just his knowledge, the extra set of eyes, the help to my brother, and he's on it. Like you can tell, he's a full-time guy. It's my brother builds swim pools during the week, so you can tell it's just that. My brother's excellent at tuning a car, but it's all the little finer details. It's what about this? So it's that extra set of eyes, the extra knowledge. Yeah, it's proving worthwhile.
Well, Jim's almost part of the family at the moment, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's like a brother to us. I mean, he calls us his Aussie family. So he comes down here, he has a good time, he eats a lot. So we just keep feeding him, and yeah, he has a great time. And there's no pressure down here for him. It's not the NHRA world where you must perform, you're out of a job. No, mate, he can do whatever he wants. We'll still bring him back. So.
Jim Oberhofer does enjoy his trips down under, that is for sure. Well, we had a big round 1 at the New Year Thunder. Round 2 is going to come up, and, well, the points are going to be all shook up again after the break.
I'm here alongside Phil Reid. Phil, fantastic to have you here this afternoon. We're going to run through some of the safety gear these Top Fuel drivers wear today. We go back some time. Your father, Jim Reid, had an incredible incident in Top Fuel. What are some of the changes that have come about in personal safety in Top Fuel since then? Run us through it.
Dad never had a hands device back then. I think he had a neck brace. The fire equipment wasn't as great. The car was a lot different. These cars are a lot safer now. Even though he survived, walked away, I think he only got diabetes out of it. If you look over here, so under my helmet, I wear your standard balaclava like all F1 guys wear. These are brand new gloves I just got out of America. They're SFI 20, so I can wear these actually in a nitro funny car as well. They're top of the range. Your hands device, which sits up around your neck. This goes on like that, and it has the 2 loops here, and that's to stop your head in an accident. So these will stop the helmet hyperextending your neck and causing injury. As well as that, and not many guys wear it, I also wear a neck brace. So I'm like those, those ladies in those foreign islands that got all those necklaces and their necks get longer. When I put this on, I'm really snug. Like my head, even if I didn't have the hands connected, I still think this would actually work. SFI 20 boots, again, top of the range. These are fireproof, obviously. In event of fire, many years ago, Corey Mack had an accident in America where he was upside down backwards sliding down the track. So the fire was actually around his cockpit. Like, not many people think, well, the motor's behind you, how are you going to get burnt? It actually creates a vacuum if you have an explosion. There's a video of me here when I got ribbed about it actually because I had McDonald's sponsorship on my helmet and it looked like a flame grilled bird because the fire was all around my helmet. Fireproof underwear. So again, that's just a Sparco product. This is actually, even though I wear the SFI 20 suit, this is fairly thick. It's like putting on a doona on a day like today. It's not very comfortable. But with the fireproof underwear, it's just that extra protection. You can't have too much protection. If there was something else I could wear, I would. Your helmet, which has, again, as well as the balaclava, which I don't have to wear with this, but I do, has a fireproof sock, which is actually part of the helmet. So, and in this helmet, we also have what's called the evacuation device, which is a little pocket in here, which has a little air valve in there, you'll see. So if I have an accident and they think I have a neck injury or I'm knocked out, they can actually connect this device onto there, and then just by pumping this, it's like a little outboard starter motor primer. There's actually an airbag built into the top of my helmet. So as we pump into that, the airbag will take the helmet off without having to really work my neck. So, and that again, if I have a serious injury, that helps as well. But yeah, other than that, like Dad's helmet wasn't advanced. All of this stuff it's evolution. The more we race, the more safer things get. I mean, last thing you want to do is have an accident or a fire. But yeah, and then additional to that, you've got things on the car which have evolved. Like Dad never had the head shield around his roll cage, which stops things getting inside, which I have. And also seat belts, extra padding in the cage. Dad didn't have any of that. So, but that's pretty much about everything. It takes me about 15 minutes to get dressed. Very hot on a day like today. You can wear a cool suit underneath. I don't choose to because the heat doesn't really affect me. And obviously we have different style visors for night racing, things like that. But they're all, these are basically bulletproof. I hit a moth here one day. It was one night, the Winter Nationals. I hit a moth right at the finish line. I was doing 320 miles an hour, and it was like somebody hit me in the head with a baseball bat and hit the visor that hard. It actually cracked the visor, and I was like looking around, and you're still trying to control the car, but little things like that. That's what saves you. So, other than that, that's about it for safety.
Welcome back to Willowbank Raceway. We are at the New Year's Thunder, taking a look at Top Fuel. Round 2 coming up, and it's all about the points. Mark, who runs who is determined on the points from round one, and sometimes it throws up some repeats.
And we will see a repeat in this round of racing when Wayne Newby takes on Phil Lamattina. But first pairing up will be Damien Harris to take on Phil Reid. And what excites me right now about Top Fuel, the sun has gone down. When the sun goes down from what we had today, the conditions improved. They've got a little bit of data on board. We're going to see quicker ETs this round. I think we should see in the mid 380s.
And not only that, there's nothing more spectacular in the world of motorsport than nitro at night. The big header flames from these Top Fuel dragsters, and that is what we're going to be looking for.
Phil Reid backing up here in the Black Mamba dragster for McDonald's.
Now, Mark, I noticed everyone with lane choice in round one took the right-hand lane. And that pattern is now continuing.
You are right, Rob, actually. A lot of the Top Fuel is actually tested in the right lane in the lead up to this event as well, which I noticed. And I know a lot of teams actually prefer the right lane at Willowbank to the left lane. Just a couple little bumps down the bottom end here in that left lane. So that's usually the only reason why they go to that right side.
And normally traction is pretty level here at Willowbank Raceway. And what we're after is a level playing field, of course. There's Santo Rapisarda Jr. Just looked across to Bruce Reid, the opposition crew chief, and said, "You're right, we're right, let's race." Red light for Phil Reid. I don't remember a red light by Phil Reid ever.
I don't remember red lights in Top Fuel in a long time. We know Phil has actually been focusing on his reaction times.
Guys, sometimes in drag racing you get what's called a long tree. That's where you got both cars in stage and it takes just a little bit longer than what the drivers expect for the green light to come on or for the ambers to come on, and that's exactly what just caught out Phil Reid, according to his brother Bruce. Mate, not what you want, a red light, but when both cars smoke, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Phil hasn't red lit in probably 10 years. So I'd rather him red light than be late. So, but he always rises to the task against Damon. They got a little thing going. So, but you know, it is what it is. It was a little bit long, Amber, but it's the same for everybody.
Coming into the third round, obviously you get another crack at it, courtesy of the all-run format. I guess that makes things a little bit easier. But do you go after it in the third round, or do you just want to go A to B?
No, just try and run a good number and go A to B.
Awesome. See you in Sydney.
Let's have a look there. And you see red light.
Definitely, it did look like a long tree, as Bruce said. There, just watching on the replay, the Sunoco.
And both cars struck the tyres. I think they were getting after it a little bit after they saw Wayne Newby's 389 in round one. But, well, a win's a win for Damien Harris.
Damien Harris, it wasn't the cleanest of runs, but Phil's handed you a win with a red light.
Yeah, I saw red, but I thought to myself, was it me or him? And watch your backs, guys. I just got 3/4 way down and just blew the tyres off it and then tried to collect it, but didn't happen. So rolled through and wasn't sure who the winner was, but it was me, so that's good.
Well, that gives him 2 wins from 2 starts, but it's all going to get shook up with the bonus points again now.
And someone trying to capitalise on that right now will be Ashley Sanford. She's going to pick up 20 points here with a solo pass, but it's all about the ET. Can she pick up some bonus points and challenge for a final spot? Because we know Damien Harris now has 2 wins from 2 starts. Phil Reid has 1 win from 1 start, but he wasn't very quick on either pass. So there's definitely a chance for Ashley Sanford.
Yeah, she's going to pick up those win points, as you say. For her to make the final for a 3rd year in a row now, she will need some other results to go her way, as well as laying down a quick ET here, because it can be done with 1 win from 2 starts, but the cards really do have to fall in your favour. I think what she'll be after is a nice elapsed times here.
Something in the 380s would be nice. I think that would definitely put you up there with the bonus points.
I think if she's still under full throttle when she goes across the finish line, she will be happy, and therefore the result will come.
And one thing this weekend, the Rapisarda cars are actually trying a new clutch management system. so they are learning about that as well on the run.
Now all the teams put chalk on the wheelie bar just to see how long it's in contact with the racetrack. It leaves a mark on the start line. Most of them use white.
Ashley goes the other way. Suits her personality.
It's bright and it's feminine. Hey, this looks good. Might have clicked it a fraction early. 389, 477 kilometres an hour. Speed does indicate maybe off the throttle just a fraction early, but a great clean run, Mark.
Yeah, she was definitely off the throttle early here. Look at the Sunoco replay on board. Watch the header flames. That is perfect. Just absolutely nice header flames there. Off of it early. Still goes 389. Low ET so far for round 2 of racing.
Nitro at night. That's what Paxa stands out here at Willowbank Raceway, and Ashley Sanford has just done a absolute perfect run for her, that is for sure.
Mate, I got a very excited Ashley Sanford. But you're pretty happy. A 389's a good run.
I am very happy. You know, we were kind of struggling between Sydney and then this testing run yesterday, and then the run today this afternoon wasn't what we wanted. So to get a solid number like that, I'm so stoked. It felt great. So really stoked for my 2 teammates. It's great to hear that one of the Rapisarda cars is going to be bringing home a win. Wish it was me, but one of these days it's going to happen. I'm enjoying my time out here, and I'm so grateful for these hardworking boys, and we're going to go have some fun on the next one.
Well, the best thing about the all-run format is we're going to see you in round 3 either way.
Either way, you're going to see me. Have some fun, shake things up.
Well, that was a very good ET for Ashley. Off it early. It shows what's possible, and this for mine's the race of the round.
This is a marquee matchup right now. We have got Wayne Newby, 1 win from 1 start. If he gets a win here, he will go into the final against his teammate Damien Harris. If Phil Lamattina can get a win and revenge on the round 1 loss against Wayne Newby, then we're just going to have to throw it all up in the air and leave the powers to be work it out for us, Rob.
Yeah. If this man, Phil Lamattina for Fuchs and the Carrot Kings, can get a win light, what that will do, it will leave 4 races with 1 win each. And one of those, the one with the most ET bonus points, will go into the final beside Damien Harris.
What I can tell you with Phil Lamattina, for him to make the final, he needs to obviously get the win, but he needs to be quicker than Ashley Sanford's 389 that she just ran.
And I think to beat Wayne Newby, he'll need better than a 389.
I think you're correct as well.
So, Phil Lamattina back behind the wheel. As you mentioned earlier, this car won this event last year, but on that occasion it had Kelly Betts behind the wheel. Now Phil has returned after his 5 years in team management. Santino Rapisarda, crew chief there, looking across, ready to send his man. The Rapisarda Autosport International car, driven by Wayne Newby for Santos Cranes, for Titan Cranes, for Atlantic Oils. Phil Lamattina was late on the lights. 0.17, he gave away a 1/10 of a second straight up to Wayne Newby. Newby runs a 391 to beat a 395. It will be an all Rapisarda Autosport International final.
On board Sunoco replay here, the race of the event so far between these 2 drivers. If the track was another 20 metres long, I think Lamattina would get the win, because you see Newby, he was off of it late there in the past. Have a look here, the replay. Newby gets the win, but it was very, very, very tight there at the finish line.
Wayne Newby, yeah, flames out a little early by the look of that. I know he's having trouble with this full canopy car with the lighting here at Willowbank actually picking exactly where the finish line is, but hey, that is another great win for that team.
I'm down here with Santino Rapisarda, who's got a big smile on his face because he now knows he's going to race his brother in the final round. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much. It's hard to plan something like that. You really can't. So we're just blessed that we can both be in the finals. My brother and I, we've been wanting to do that for a while now. So we'll have some fun with it and see what we can do. He got off it early for some reason. It looks like it started to snake around there at the end, but we'll see what happened and sort it out. There's a low 380 in this car today, so hopefully we can get it out.
Absolutely, mate. Well done. Congratulations. We're going to go down to Matt Kavanagh at the top end of the racetrack.
What a surprise to see Wayne Newby. He's got himself 2 round wins. Come over here, mate. I know you've been on the camera all day, but a 91, you shut it off early too.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit hard to see you down there, so didn't know really where I was there for a second. So I think I clicked it a bit early, but all good and going to the final.
Well, it's going to be Damien Harris, so good luck with that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's two RA cars, so real happy.
Well, there it is on the 400 Thunder official merchandise scoreboard. Wayne Newby and Damien Harris, the 2 that got 2 wins from 2 starts. Ashley Sanford's picking up some nice ET points. Phil Reid, he's there, but Phil Lamattina probably not having the Willowbank comeback that he would have liked.
Well, Phil Lamattina, a little bit of frustration on the face. You're trying hard, but you just can't quite get this car down. It was great in round 1.
Yeah, no, look, the car's going all right. You know, we're getting there slowly, but, you know, the driver's letting the team down, and that's not good enough. And, you know, that's just how it is. And I'm not happy with myself, and I've let the team down, and that's one thing I just don't like doing. So I've got to just regroup and get me...
Well, let's make it happen in round 3.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Great pictures of a little bit of excess fuel burning away in the exhaust pipes there. And we have got a huge round 3 set up. And of course, that all Rapisarda Autosport International final. That's coming up after this break. You're at the New Year Thunder at Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland. It is round 3 of Top Fuel time. All the cars come back. First up, we are going to see Ashley Sanford up against Phil Reid. And Ashley, 389 in round 2. Phil Reid, they're still trying to get it right on the mark.
I think with Phil Reid, they've been swinging for the fences. They're like David Warner. They've missed the first 2 balls. One is going to connect soon and they're going to hit a 6. So just watch out for Phil Reid here against Ashley Sanford.
Yeah, well, Ashley should be trying to hit a home run because she is from California and she wouldn't know what a 6 was.
You're right there.
Both cars just really sounding monstrous in the burnout.
Oh, well, these conditions right now here at Willowbank Raceway, they are the best they've seen all weekend, right, including testing during today's racing as well. I think right now, fingers crossed, we're going to see some of the quickest passes that we've seen this season in this session of Top Fuel.
And it's been an enormous day of drag racing, or evening of drag racing. We've had a huge crowd in here at Willowbank Raceway, lots of families. Lots of kids' activities around the place with free rides and entertainment, etc. And some of those families may have gone home early, but not many. This crowd has stayed. They want to see this final round of Top Fuel.
Ashley Sanford moving forward. The crew cleaning the tyres off. The crew chiefs and teams will look at each other, give each other the head nod and say they're ready. Then it's all up to the drivers then.
Phil Reid. Running for Jim Reid Racing, of course. The team established by his father so successfully. Decades and decades of winning history in this team. Ashley, 382, 504 kilometres an hour. She has hit the home run. Phil Reid, well, he might have had an air swing, but believe me, Ashley has done the job. That's the quickest run of the night. So far, it's the quickest run she has ever done.
You beat me to it. I was about to say that's her personal best as well. Sunoco replay. Ashley Sanford, 382. Like, I thought the cars could be quick. That is astounding right now. 3.82 seconds. Watch the screen. See Ashley Sanford, perfect pass. Phil Reid overpowered the track there. A great win for the team. Rusty.
Yeah, guys, down here with Rob Cavagnino, 382, mate, on what was probably the straightest run I've seen a fuel car do for a very long time here at Willowbank Raceway. Great job.
Yeah, no, thank you. Look, it was a trying weekend. Credit to the team. You know, all the crews from all the teams in every class. You know, it's hot. It's testing all the time. We had some new. We're all on a new clutch program, Rapisarda Racing, and we sort of didn't quite sure where we would be at, but you know, the AB car, they're on it. We're getting there, and bring on Sydney. You know, we'd like to say thank you for all the people that came out here, because if we do it, you know, it makes it a lot more enjoyable when we do it in front of a good crowd. Thank you.
Well, we've got Ashley Sanford down here. The crew have just told her the great news about her 382, and she is over the moon. Look at the excitement on it.
I'm so excited to get a career best tonight. Out here with the Rapisardas. It's so exciting. It's huge. You know, you might as well just give me the gold Christmas tree, even though I didn't get it, because I'm so proud of these guys, and those kinds of things are moments you're so excited about and so proud of. Couldn't have done it without these Rapisarda boys. And wow, an 82 flat. That is exciting stuff. I mean, I'm just excited to see what we can pull off in the times to come, because that's awesome.
We can't wait to see you back in 2 weeks in Sydney.
2 weeks in Sydney. Here we go. Woo!
Well, 2 years ago at the Gulf West Nor Winter Nationals in absolutely perfect conditions, she ran a 383. Here in the heat, a 382. That is an enormous performance.
It is really incredible, that pass from Ashley Sanford. So what we learned from that first pairing out here, the track is very good. The conditions, well, it's obviously there. They're making horsepower to run 382. Phil Lamattina will have the solo pass here in round 3 of racing. He will get a win on board. He will pick up some extra points right now. It is all about learning right now to take in a bit of form, bit of positivity into the next round at Sydney Dragway.
Well, that's certainly the case, because it's only a short break to the Santos Summer Thunder at Sydney Dragway. And this team, they really do want to get back on top. There's no question about that. Phil Lamattina running for Fuchs, and the Carrot Kings, Lamattina family, the largest growers of carrots in Australia.
Well, Phil was down on himself in that last round of racing, so they really need a good pass here, just to get a bit of a confidence to him as well. And it's good to have a solo pass here. Just worry about yourself. Good reaction time. Launches strong, Phil Lamattina.
Oh, it's burned itself up, and he was not going to lift the foot. He wanted to get to the finish line. It's a 4.11, 383 kilometres an hour, but it was eating itself to death, Rusty.
Yeah, guys, down here with Aaron Hambridge, crew chief on the Carrot Kings top fuel car driven by Phil Lamattina, mate. Not what you wanted to see after what has been a pretty tough day.
Yeah, no, we've had a hell of a day. Just nothing's going our way. Lots of little things going wrong. Struggled with the racetrack a little bit yesterday, which threw us off with our start for today. It's really hard. It's tough for everyone out here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. And the car left really good. It was fast early, just didn't stay together.
Looked like it was a pretty good fire going on down there at the top end. I guess that's a good thing that it's the third run of the night. You don't have to thrash on it between rounds, but you do have to be back in 2 weeks for Sydney.
Yeah, we got plenty of spare parts, so that's not too much of a problem. We got heaps of wiring and cables and bits and pieces, so that's not a drama. But just cleaning it up sucks now. It's late, we're all tired.
Got to pack it up and get back and start working on it, mate.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
Well, it was a pretty good barbecue going on, that is for sure. Have a look at the Sunoco replay. Car left hard.
We'll just see if we can see anything here on the replay to see what, maybe something precursor to when it started hitting itself up. Everything looks good there. The flames are up. We've seen a couple of spark plugs shoot out there as well. You see the little shooters. And then, yeah, you can see the fireball on board there. That means a bit of a clean-up back in the pits before they get to go home and have a bit of a sleep tonight.
Yeah, it burns all the lines off, burns a lot of stuff right down to what we saw, the parachute packs that the Willowbank crew put out down there in the deep end, where we'll find Matt Kavanagh with Phil Lamattina.
Phil Lamattina, New Year's Thunder, hasn't been the best night for you, but, you know, that's how racing goes, doesn't it?
Oh, apparently, but you know what? We're all here, we're all safe, that's the main thing, and we put on a great show, great crowd, and, you know, we can replace everything and we'll be back to the next round. So really, it's all in all, it's not too bad of an effort.
Well, no rest for the wicked. Got 2 weeks to get this thing to boogie in Sydney.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the Rappers with 3 cars, but anyway, we just got the one, so we'll just do our best.
Can't wait to see you there.
Thank you.
Well, we've got the final coming up. Wayne Newby to take on Damien Harris in an all Rapisarda Autosport International confrontation. We just heard Phil Lamattina refer to this team running 3 cars and how much work that must be. Hey, the Santos Summer Thunder, believe it or not, they're going to run 4 cars. Dom Lagana coming across to run the extra car. Look at this. This is Wayne Newby. I'd describe him as dominant today.
He's been very, very strong today. This is the road to the final. How they made it to the final. First round, Wayne Newby had Phil Lamattina. And they set out and ran low ET right now.
This was the one they're all nervous of because the heat. They know they can't throw all their horsepower at the racetrack, but they've got to throw enough. And both teams did a reasonable job of it, but it was Wayne Newby that came out on top.
He got the points there in the win.
We thought it might have been a lot of engine damage, but it was just the way they have their supercharger oiler set up.
It was a repeat in round 2. It was Newbs against Phil Lamattina again. And that first round matchup, I think Lamattina probably would have won any other race except the one he was in.
That's the way it goes sometimes in 400 Thunder Championship drag racing. By round 2, the air had cooled, the track still had good heat without being over hot. And it was a big whole shot advantage to Wayne Newby, and he was never headed.
He ran a great 391 there in the lead up to the final. Let's see how Damien Harris made the final. First round, it was a race against teammate Ashley Sanford for Harris. These guys were 3rd and 4th in the championship coming to this event, so it was a big race for these guys.
And I bet he's glad that Ashley didn't pull out a 382 on this time.
He'd be very happy with that.
So yeah, Damien Harris up against Ashley Sanford. This was round 1 at the New Year Thunder.
It was in the heat of the day as well.
And Ashley was the one that smoked the tyres, and Damien Harris ran into the 380s with a 389, which certainly was probably as quick as we would expect them to have gone that round.
Oh, it was quicker than I expected that round. It was something I probably would have more expected in this round of racing, round 2, where Harris was taking on Phil Reed.
Phil Reed had the advantage of a bye run in round 1. Now he had to fight for his win points. But left too soon, gave a red light. Both cars were in trouble. And that was the race you'd call a get-out-of-jail-free card for Damien Harris.
Put him into the final, but lane choice will go to his teammate in Wayne Newby.
There is Damien Harris, Santo Rapisarda Junior walking forward. Crew chief for this car of the Rapisarda organisation. Wayne Newby in the newest car in the fleet.
I'm glad that Newby has the Canopy car, because it'd be really hard to work out who's in each car if they all look exactly the same.
Always look for who the crew chief's walking beside, and you can work it out because, of course, Wayne Newby, very distinctive helmet, that is for sure. This team always, as always, running in memory of Louis Rapisarda.
This is the final for Top Fuel. Wayne Newby currently in the lead of the championship here. Damien Harris looking to go up the ladder if he gets a win right now. Lane choice went to Newby.
It's a great result, of course, for the Rapisarda sponsors, Titan Cranes, Atlantic Oils, Uplift Cranes, waving the flag for all of those companies in front of a huge crowd here at Willowbank Raceway for the New Year Thunder.
Right now he's just looking at the idle of the engine there. They've got just a little gauge on the back there. You can see how the engine is idling and there's temperatures and all that.
Both crew chiefs walk away. It's now up to the drivers. Who is going to take out the New Year Thunder for 2020 in Top Fuel? Wayne Newby is 386, whole shot win over a 384. Harris was steaming home with a 500 km/h top speed, but Wayne Newby has done the job for his crew chief Santino Rapisarda, and a great reaction time again gets the result.
I need to look at the Sunoco replay. I think one of them might have hit the centre line. I thought I saw a timing block go across the track. Might get it from the bottom end shot. Wayne Newby gets the win no matter what, though. But I think Harris might have actually crossed the centre line. This is the shot I want to see. Watch to your right of screen, Damien Harris. He's straight. Look, you see he's pointing towards the centre line. He's getting over there. There we go. Yeah. He does touch it just there at the finish line.
But a win's a win, and that's a big championship lead now for this team. And Santino Rapisarda down there with Rusty Gregory.
What a top fuel final here, and I'm with the winning crew chief, Santino Rapisarda. Mate, fantastic. Run 386. You put it on side by side with your brother.
Well, the winning crew chief was my brother Santo Jr., so the winning driver was Wayne Newby, right? Let's get that right, because my brother outran me on that run. So hats off to their team. Newby finally drove it all the way. It's been a bit snaky out there today. We're just happy to come out and race with Dad, Jana, my brother, family, 3 teams. What an outcome.
It makes all the late nights over Christmas, all the hard work that you're doing, all the public holidays throughout everything you have to give up to go top fuel racing at this kind of a level, it really makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, you really forget about all the long hours, I guess. I mean, you remember them, but it sort of smooths it out when you get an ending like this.
Nice job, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, the top fuel winner, Wayne Newby, rack up another win here for this Canopy car.
No, very good. It's been a hard day. You know, the car actually ran pretty good, but I'd like to say thank you for Sano for letting me do this, and my team. Can't do without them. Our sponsors, Atlantic Oils, Uplift Cranes and Titan Cranes. Thank you very much.
Of course, this is going to help you in the championship, though, because you will go to the top.
Yeah. It was a shame that Peter didn't turn up and race this weekend, but you had to be here to win, and we got the win, and we should take the points lead.
No worries. See you in 2 weeks.
Buddy.
And it is a very healthy points lead for Wayne Newby, 208 points ahead of Damien Harris's 163. Ashley Sanford makes it an all-RAI trifecta at the top. Peter Xibberas has slid back to 4th by not running this weekend. Phil Lamattina 5th, Phil Reid 6th, Terry Sainty in 7th spot. Now we've got to stop press. The Santos Summer Thunder rained out this weekend. It is now going to be held next weekend, Friday the 24th and Saturday the 25th. Top Fuel and Pro Slammer plus all the sportsman categories at Sydney Dragway. Next time we see the Top Fuel cars back at Willowbank Raceway, it'll be the Santos Super Thunder. Good Friday, April 10. They're running with Pro Alcohol, with Pro Slammer, with Top Bike in another packed program. Then the series heads back to Sydney Dragway for the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. And it is all the big boys and girls playing. Top Fuel, Pro Alcohol, Pro Slammer, Pro Stock, Pro Bike, Top Bike, the Sportsman. 2 huge days of racing, May 1st and 2nd. Next time you join us on 400 Thunder TV, we'll be bringing you all of the action of Pro Alcohol from Willowbank Raceway's New Year Thunder. There's a big raft of challengers all trying to stop Gary Phillips from achieving a record-breaking 21st Pro Alcohol Championship. Make sure you join us then. But of course, this show has all been about the dominance of Rapisarda Autosport International and Wayne Newby taking the gold tree and the championship lead.